things like that.
Mayor,
I don't have any announcements, or anything to say.
Mayor, the owner of Nick's wanted to invite you to their reception at their club because they said you was a long-time patron back in the day.
What?
Well, that's what they said. But
Have no idea what
Beyonce
that
and
club
everybody
is.
was there.
Oh.
And they stayed until 4:30 in the morning. It was special.
I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
No, they just got cranked up at night.
It's way past my bedtime.
So, Mayor, why is that the tests, the DNA test got delayed?
You'll have to ask Councilman Brown. I think the rest of council is excited and ready to move on and very, very supportive. It's the right thing to do, and the questions have been asked and answered previously, so I don't know, but we'll pass it next week. We waited this long for the right solution. We have the right solution, and we'll get that.
Mayor, you may notice that Senator Whitmer is planning to file a substitute bill to the Sunset Bill that maintains local appointment and control of the Port Board. Can you respond to that?
I have visited with Senator Whitmire about the port. I visited with Representative Bonin about the port. I think that the fact that we have a new chair confirmed, that we have city and the county appointed new port commissioners, that small cities took action to reappoint one of their commissioners who was serving a long time expired term, shows that we're paying attention, we're being responsive to the legislature, and we're taking care of business, and there's no need for them to step in. I'll remind everybody that the Sunset Commission's report on the port was overall positive. There weren't any huge problems. There were a number of small things that the port has already addressed, and the final being the leadership, and we're moving as expeditiously as possible on that.
Mayor, what is the impact of the rehabilitation of Emancipation Park will have on the city and that community?
Emancipation Park is one of our truly historic parks in the city of Houston. It was created for the purchase of funds donated by 4 freed slaves who came together to purchase the park at a time when our African American community could not use other city parks. It was still a heavily segregated society, and it wasn't just a park that was historic. It was, for many who grew up in the 3rd Ward, the park. It's where they learned to swim. It's where they learned to play baseball or basketball and come for picnics with their families. We're embarked on a multi-million-dollar overhaul of the park, a renovation of the park, and we're in the middle of a major capital campaign. I think overall it's a $30 million renewal, and we're about $20 million in, so we're about to launch phase 1. And the intent is to make a functional park for that community, but it is a large regional destination park as well. And I believe that because of the history of the park, that it has the potential of being a destination park, like a Memorial, like a Herman, or a Discovery Green Park.
Mayor, what are your thoughts on the utility trail system unification bills just filed last week again?
We're very excited about the possibility. The city attorney has been engaged in the discussions with trial lawyers and with our local utility. I'm really glad that some of our state legislators are interested in helping promote this. The question is, do they pass a bill that affects Houston, or do they pass a statewide bill? And I'm happy to see a statewide bill passed, but we have a good compromise, we believe, worked out just on Houston, and we don't want to lose Houston as they pursue the statewide bill. So there's some discussions on that. Again, we're very supportive of something statewide. What it'll do is it will allow us to use utility rights of way as part of our trail system, and that we can put hike and bike trails on the utility rights of way. If you think about our biosystem, they run west to east, not a whole lot of north-south, and using utility easements will allow us to vastly expand the opportunities for hike and bike trails and put some really critical connectors north-south.
How does that play into the bond measures approved last fall? Would that just get us more, would that money go
It will
toward
give us
paving
more, it will give us more places to put the trails that we're planning on doing.
So some of that money could go to pave the trails, but it wouldn't have to buy the land, is that?
Correct, some of that money could go to pay the trails. Now, obviously, city bond money can't be spent on property that's not ours, but private sector money could be. And it is about putting a complete trail system in place.
Was that sort of the hope from the start, that the donations would go in the utility?
No, we're not supposing that this will work, but it's a great opportunity to continue what we're doing and to enhance what we're already planning to do.
Mayor, is Metro doing anything special for the rodeo this year? Metro as well as the parking authority to make sure that everything runs smoothly?
We'll be out in another week or so, maybe next week, prior to spring break, with an access plan, just as we did last year. We really appreciate the fact that the rodeo examined their audience and shifted the rodeo dates to accommodate spring break. And you're going to see the rodeo being held over spring break in the future. But that means that there's some particular traffic challenges, and so we'll be out rolling out that plan next week. Don't have anything to announce yet. But Metro is always a good partner to the rodeo in moving people around.
Mayor, as a follow-up, it's my understanding that the Senator Whitmire's substitute bill includes a provision to give appointments to the governor if the city and council don't act within 30 days.
Doesn't cause me any heartburn. I had my nominee out early, and in fact, the person I originally put forward on behalf of the city is the one we were eventually confirmed. So we were ready to go timely, and having a little bit of deadline pressure, I think, would have certainly facilitated the process. But if it passes or not in that form, it doesn't make a material difference.
Mayor, where's the administration at on negotiations with the various advocacy groups on 42 and 26?
I think we've had some really excellent conversations on 26, which is the parking ordinance. We have. Okay, we're continuing to talk, but I was going to say on chapter 26, we have emails from Okra that they're really happy with the current version. And what I have to continuously remind people is there's a reason that we take an ordinance and we post it publicly, we take it to committee so that it can be talked about. And we get criticized if we bring something forward that's a completely done deal. There's been no public discussion, that's all been private discussion, and then we vote on it. And we get criticized when we put something out in an early stage and say, public weigh in. So we have decided to do more of the, I'd rather be criticized for being transparent, and so the process is working exactly the way it's supposed to. Chapter 42, again, that's been pending for a long time. We're taking our time, we're hearing everybody. I fully expect to pass chapter 42 this year. Now that I believe that folks are finally beginning to understand what chapter 42 is and isn't, and that so many of the things that people are asking for, which I'm in complete sympathy with, are not actually in chapter 42. We have put forward a timeline on how we're working on all of those other issues and where in the ordinance they are, and I think the message is beginning to penetrate.
What is the current version of 26? You mentioned getting some support from Okra on that.
I'm happy to, it's public documents, Jen, share the Okra. Anybody else? Thank you.